This time on Hellfire Heroes.
Horrible, horrible road.
A freak blizzard hits central Alberta.
Yeah, you got smoke here.
All right, give the roof a shot.
Within days, snow turns into torrential rains.
Oh, Mother Nature.
If you shut the power off, we can help you cut this branch down.
It's all in a day's work during these weather extremes.
It creates multiple issues. Basically, get out of your car and run.
In the untamed wilderness of Alberta, where seasonal wildfires can destroy a town in a single day. A special breed of firefighters risk their lives
Go, go, go! 1, 2, 3.
to serve and protect the people who live and work here.
When it's game day,
Just hit the engine part.
it's on until the last person is safe.
We got 2 down here.
We truly are the last line of defense for anybody that's out there.
From battling a raging home fire
Fanning up, whole thing.
to search and rescue,
Hey, bud, we're coming.
no job is too big
Second crew on me. Let's go.
or too small.
There's a cat in the tree. Watch out.
Because they're jacks of all trades
Hurry up, hurry up.
and masters of them all.
Our fire crews put their lives on the line every day.
It's all about honor, courage, dedication. Serve something greater than yourself.
Probably that guy just let everyone know the roads are really, really slick.
It's the month of May in Slave Lake, Alberta. And in just a few hours, an intense low-pressure system from the northern United States has dumped 20 centimeters of snow on the town.
Horrible, horrible roads.
More than 20 years of experience tells Chief Jamie Coots, weather like this can cause a lot of trouble.
This morning is just one of those mornings where all this snow turns into chaos.
Single vehicle collision at Columbus, 36 Highway 2.
So it sounds like a vehicle ran into the back of a semi-trailer. Another guy broke down here. Maybe this is the guy that got hit. Oh, smashed up.
Dispatch Slave Lake 104 is on scene.
A busy 2-lane highway and a springtime blizzard is a dangerous combination. But in this part of the country, it's business as usual. Located on the southeastern shore of the province's second largest lake, with the Rockies to the west and Arctic conditions blowing down from the north, Slave Lake weather is anything but predictable.
One day it's raining and the next day it's dried out and we're having fires, and you just get ready for that, and then it starts to snow, and then it's back to sun for 7 days and then rain, and you just can't plan anything. We're out of here.
Come on, highway. Careful, guys.
To avoid causing still another accident, Jamie's first priority is traffic control.
We're set up, we're ready to go.
You driving? You driving, yeah, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lucky.
The next job will be to clean up the highway as quickly as possible.
You don't want to get tied up on something you're not needed at, because the likelihood of another call coming in if conditions are that bad already is high.
And I need you to respond for a mobile home fire on the street.
With a second call to get to, Jamie and his team don't have any time to spare.
If we can just shove this off into the ditch, there's no risk on the highway. We can get everybody out of here.
Yeah, good idea.
Let's do this.
We just flag it off too once we get in the ditch. Perfect. Uh-oh.
Occupants are out of the building. They're in the front of the house in a Toyota Venza. Notifications in progress.
Dispatch, you can mark 102 on the route. House fire, confirmed.
In Canada, fire strikes over 12,000 residential structures every year. About 2,500 of those fires occur in Alberta. And for most firefighters, the most rewarding part of their job is protecting people and their homes.
So it's just right over, one street over, and a trailer row, which is unfortunate. Trailers are highly flammable. They're usually surrounded very closely by other trailers. And so if one goes up, you worry about it spreading to the next one, to the next one. It's a tougher thing to try and put out. Any of the peace officers on the radio here?
Chief's first task is to assess the situation by conducting what firefighters call a tactical 360 walk-around.
Trailer fires are a tricky structure fire for us. Usually the roof voids are very small. And so once fire gets up there, it can spread really easily. Keep everyone out of there and we'll go out here. Yeah, look at that. Dispatch, send whatever trucks, right? Just get the guys here. We got 3 trucks coming. People need to get out of the way. I want to cordon it off, get people that are inside there out, and stop people from coming into our area.
Dispatch, 161 responding.
161 right up to that black SUV. Leave room for the ladder truck.
Full line, let's go.
Second crew, on me! Grab a line, let's go.
Chief orders the fire service's workhorse, Engine 161, to take the lead on this fire. And for ladder truck number 1 to give support with hoses, pump, and tools.
Patrick, grab one of these guys, grab a line, let's go.
The main water supply will come from a hydrant and tanker trucks.
Okay, so go right to the master bedroom at the back, pull the roof right there, and let's have a look at what we got. You got it. Take Chris with you.
Chief sends Lieutenant Patrick McConnell into the fire.
My job is pretty straightforward. Just pull a hand line through the front door and go find the fire.
She's smoking out the back.
When you're looking at fire, you're trying to read it, trying to figure out what it's doing. You know, the hope is you get there, we can control it before it causes any more damage.
Yeah, over here in the corner.
It looked like smoke coming out of the attic space. Once it gets into there, and it usually does with mobile homes, you're gonna have some trouble.
If the fire spreads into the attic space, it can rip through the length of the structure in no time.
No, nothing yet.
There's no fire in the attic, and the smoke is getting thicker.
Hey, Chief! Do you mind if we do some ventilating too?
Open windows, though.
Okay. Can you guys go to that end and open all the windows? Okay, let's open up some windows, okay?
Well, we were just trying to clear the smoke for the guys so they could see better, get to the fire, put it out, right?
Yeah, you got a lot of soot in here.
Patrick finds the clothes dryer and makes an important discovery.
Hey, Chief!
Yeah, okay.
So, the smoke's not building in there. We poked that hole, nothing. But
It's just,
I think,
it looks like it's just the dryer.
as far as we can tell, they opened it and it was just like...
A little more investigating found out that smoke was actually coming from the dryer. Had to look basically at the lint trap, knew right away that that's where our problem was.
With the clothes dryer identified as the source of the fire,
Let's get it out.
Chief goes to the neighbor's house to find the owners.
Did you ask her, was the dryer running?
Was the dryer running?
Yeah, it had been running. When I got in the shower, it was running. When I came out, it had stopped. But I could smell something, so...
Oh, okay. So it was running not long before you called 911.
Every year in North America, improperly maintained clothes dryers are the cause of over 3,000 fires.
The biggest thing is building up lint. So you have a hole this big, it gets half full of lint. The dryer is pumping out superheated air. All it takes is a little spark on that lint, and then we got ourselves a fire. Don't just say it's the dryer and we're done. Go in there and make sure that the fire's out. We did a good job up till now, but let's not blow it.
Okay.
So wherever that vent goes, I want to follow that all the way out.
Okay.
Firefighters crank up the positive pressure fans full blast. If the fire has been contained, no smoke will show.
Get up in the line.
In this particular case, it went down the wall, across the floor, underneath, and of course fire burns up really easily, so we had all kinds of problems right to the vent outside.
We're gonna have to crawl under here.
You won't crawl under there. There's
Zero clearance.
no clearance at all.
This is literally the worst place you could have a fire in a trailer.
Once it gets into there, then the fire can travel basically the whole length of the structure.
It's pretty burnt under here.
Everybody's amped up because you don't have the fire under control.
I need the check. I want to look at it before we start.
You're gonna go right in?
Because it's burning down there.
The thermal image camera will help Patrick identify the general location and intensity of the fire, also known as the fire's heat signature.
Right where the snow's piled. That's where it's on fire. Yeah, exactly.
Is there any other way to get under? Is that the only one?
Yeah, you can pull a panel up if you want it.
Yeah, let's do that.
With the fire hiding in the crawl space, Chief orders his men to open the skirting and get some ventilation under the trailer.
That air will help flare it up or make sure it's out.
As soon as you give that fire a flow path to follow, it's going to follow it. It's going to pick up intensity, and you want to be right on it right away.
How bad is it, Patrick?
That water line burnt out. I think that's what's held it.
Because of where it burnt out a water line right above it, so it held it kind of where it was. But had it not burnt that water line, probably would have been a much bigger fire.
That water line from the town of Slave Lake is the trailer's main source of water.
That was sitting right over top of where that fire was. It melted the line.
Where's that hose line? I need a line down there.
Although the water has stopped the fire from spreading, the crew has to confirm it's really out by hosing down the underside of the trailer.
I think they got it. I said that last time. Although I remember saying to Dave, don't be busy patting yourself on the back till it's out. Get them in there and figure it out.
A last look through the thermal imaging camera confirms the firefighters' work is done.
I got nothing to do. Yeah, I'm cold. Good job, man. Kill the yellow line.
I should take a picture of that and show my wife because she always argues with me about it.
I kind of remember my first dryer fire we came across. It was like, no way, it's actually in the dryer. Like, you just see it on TV, right? Kind of surprises you.
This fire went well, and
Glad you were home. Glad it was in the middle of the night, you know, like turn the dryer on, go to bed. And I mean, the list goes on and on. These are the ones that make you happy. There's a working guy, wife, 2 kids, his cat lived. Everybody's happy, right? All right, folks.
All good?
Yeah.
It's a cold day in Slave Lake. And firefighters are on the alert because dramatic drops in temperature result in longer operating times for heating appliances and often lead to an increase in home fires.
Responding units, with command. We have an outbuilding behind the garage. Heavy smoke, visible flame in ceiling.
Dispatch, mark 121. Officer.
Take it very slow. Everything is very quick. Okay, copy that.
Lesser Slave's Fire Hall 1 responds to an active structure fire. Captain Bruce Turnbull, one of Chief Jamie Coots's most experienced volunteer firefighters, meets the homeowner, who leads him to a work shed near the main residence.
Okay, on the side.
On the side, in the middle, you will see a vent.
Yes.
And right underneath the vent, that's where I think it started.
Okay, on the side, in the middle.
Yeah.
We think it started inside, about the center. In the middle, there's kind of a heat source. We're not sure what was inside there. Possibly electric heat. You guys go and start with this window. Go right now.
Before he sends his firefighters inside, Captain Turnbull wants to ventilate the smoke out of the structure.
Hey, Logan, come here. Go take that other window and don't be fussy about it. Just get it done.
Ventilating the smoke can increase airflow and stoke the flames, but it's the only way to increase visibility, so the crew will have to be ready to immediately hit the fire with more water.
All right, give the roof a shot.
Logan Skull will lead the way inside, a chance for the young rookie to get some hands-on experience.
We first pop open the door, lots of smoke rolling out, like pretty low visibility.
All right, let's go in a bit. Deeper flowing. You're in the roof in front of you. We'll go around to the left. To your left hand.
Logan needs to open up the structure's ceiling to release heat that might be trapped up there and to verify the fire hasn't spread to the attic.
Still no burns insulation.
All the plywood we pulled down to get into the roof, all the insulation was there. It was all still pink. Nothing was burnt, so we're looking good.
The fire is extinguished. Now it's time to determine the exact cause.
There wasn't a lot of power, there's no gas, so it's not those things. There's an extension cord, which are famous for, there's a reason why they're in the Alberta Fire Code as not being used for permanent wiring, because they cause lots of problems.
For every incident, firefighters have to submit a written report to their superiors.
So this is where it came through?
Yeah.
Since he joined the Lesser Slave Lake Fire Service 2 years ago, Alex Pavchek has conducted his share of fire investigations.
These fireplaces, these electric heaters, are famous for causing bad things. You can see where the heater was, where the laundry basket was originally when the guys made entry. It doesn't look like the cause.
But the homeowner leads them to a second heater.
Okay, where was that wooden heater? Right there. Right there. Right there? Let's pull the mattress out, guys. I'm gonna hold the mattress. Will you guys pull this box for me out, too?
There it is.
There she is.
That's why it didn't make sense to you.
Yeah.
No, I
We
know.
thought it was the same one. No. Okay.
Every year, space heaters are responsible for 40% of home heating fires and 85% of home heating fire deaths.
This is what we're taking with us.
This one didn't cause much damage, but it's still collected as evidence. After a messy call, time for maintenance and a thorough cleanup.
Make sure if it's dirty, we clean it. If it's broken, we fix it. If it doesn't know where it goes, we find it at home.
We're pulling the match out, too, guys.
Because the weather's been so crappy, we're cleaning trucks.
You know, we're having fun. Everybody stop having fun. I don't like it.
In Slave Lake, a spring snowstorm has given way to torrential rains.
That was raging.
The calls are pouring in, nearly jamming the dispatch lines.
Oh, Mother Nature. That's a powerful force to have against you, for sure. And definitely in the spring, it feels like Mother Nature would take us out and whoop us behind the shed.
102, 104.
Yeah, go ahead, 104.
Yeah, I'm proceeding into this water here. I got at least one person that's still stuck in the vehicle. So I'm going in here and taking them out.
Okay, copy that. I don't think the town guys can help us because they're swamped, literally. We'll get you some more resources here.
Right. Okay, so you and Paul can start driving around again, looking for bad areas. Just make sure you stay in contact with 102. Make sure these two know. Pull 161 across. We're gonna go take over down there.
Got a little problem with that maple tree in the backyard. Is it smoking?
Jamie will let ATCO, the Alberta Power Company, take care of the electric lines.
You ate the smoke? No.
Nothing, no, they said no smoke. No.
Yeah, it's insulated, so.
Yeah. There's a huge power line that fell down on the drop down, so ATCO will come and disconnect the line. The guys will help chop it up.
If you shut the power off, we can help you cut this branch down. So I'd feel much better if you were up there with the lines.
In Slave Lake, a torrential rainstorm has swamped the fire service with emergency calls.
the sky is pouring it down on us, so there's nothing else that we can do. That's the business we're in, I guess. I hate to say it.
The situation isn't any better 270 kilometers south in Yellowhead County, where intermittent heavy rains are wreaking havoc on the roads.
Responding units being advised, I'm starting to take multiple calls, and it does sound like there is traffic congestion in the area.
A semi-tractor trailer truck has skidded off the road and rolled over. Members of the fire service have been summoned to make sure it isn't a hazard to passing motorists.
I think yeah, we'll double check for leaks. Then the biggest thing for us will be getting up on it for disconnect. So look at you guys all prepared. Let's go. Okay.
The driver is taken to a hospital, while Lieutenant Gabby Sundstrom assesses the situation.
Hey Nathan, you want to crawl inside? Breakfast of Doritos and donuts. Tasty.
We're just disconnecting the battery, neutralizing any power to prevent any accidents from happening, like an airbag going off or power going when we're not ready for it.
Because his trailer went down somewhere over here, so he had no chance up over there. Because you can see the market started to leave out in the bushes.
Sudden heavy rains make roads dangerously slick, leaving no margin for error.
On straightaways like this, usually someone fell asleep.
A few kilometers down the road, the rain starts up again, and dispatch sends out a much more troubling call.
All responding units be advised. Trailer's discharging product. Tractor trailer holding frac sand. Trailer's holding bulk.
This truck is carrying frac sand, used for resource extraction by the oil and gas industry. It's messy and potentially hazardous. Chief Albert Berry arrives on the scene.
A frac sand trailer had an issue with one of its axles. It heated up enough that the tires caught on fire. They're able to pull over and get the tractor disconnected from the trailer. Burnt most of the tires off the back of it.
Frac sand contains silica, a dangerous substance, and breathing the sandy dust can be deadly. So to protect passing motorists, he shuts down the highway.
Frac trucks and vac trucks and wide loads, and there's float trucks, and you name it. There's a plethora of different vehicles out there. We've got to put our people, and I'm sacrificing their safety to put them on the road to deal with that incident, as well as all the people that are trapped in that zone that we had. One of the things we always do is we mitigate the calls to the best of our ability, and we take risks that normal people wouldn't.
The rain has finally stopped, and the crew has extinguished the fire. But Albert identifies another hazard.
You guys see the trail of aluminum that left? Start at the truck, but look down the road how far the aluminum was melting off. It's aluminum from one of the fittings or from something on the vehicle. When the fire was burning, obviously heated up to a molten state. You can see where it ran down out the side. But if you look behind us, there's a trail of probably 300-400 meters back there where it was actually dropping on the pavement and hitting it. So again, when aluminum gets hot, it turns to a molten form very, very quickly.
Molten aluminum is a serious danger to firefighters and their equipment. But fortunately, the earlier rains cooled off the hot metal before it caused a problem.
So they've got a bit of cleanup they're gonna have to do here with the sand that's come out of the tank, because the tank's been breached. We'll have to get that picked up. We've still got a little bit of smoldering debris on the ground we're gonna overhaul. We're just waiting to see now if any flame pops up out of anything, and hopefully we'll be able to get back on the road and get out of here quick.
Back up north in the town of Slave Lake, population 6,500. A rainstorm still rages and keeps Lieutenant Patrick McConnell and his crew busy.
Normally you're just worried about power and hoses and stuff like that, so, but I mean, they're obviously not going to handle this by themselves, so.
Toppled trees and broken limbs falling on live power lines have created a safety and a fire hazard.
How you doing? A little baby bird. Oh, there they are.
But so far, the only victims are a few hatchlings knocked out of their nest.
They don't look like they had a good time.
Hey, Chief, it's Patrick. We just finished up here.
We're gonna have to pull everyone back to the fire hall. We got the thing over at Chain Lake, the water rescue.
Holy.
Water search and rescue is one of a firefighter's most demanding calls.
Yeah, so it's Chain Lake, doing a canoe, only one made her back.
Okay, we're gonna head back to the hole.
The RCMP has reached out to the Slave Lake firefighters for assistance because certification in search and rescue requires hours of training.
Sounds like 2 of them were in a canoe middle of the lake. Canoe flipped when the storm hit.
Everyone has a suit. Everyone has a life jacket. Okay.
We'll find them, hopefully. Maybe made it to shore, hopefully. And we just got to track them down.
Your average person can't swim a kilometer. If they panic or if they get tired and they don't know ways to cope with that, they're gonna drown before they get to shore. That's a big problem for us. We don't have time to mess around.
The rainstorm that set off this search and rescue mission has finally passed.
Oh, look at this.
But it's left a path of destruction in its wake.
Look at the size of this tree. Well, there's a tree in the road here, so we're going to have to cut the tree out of the way so we can get our truck through.
Back up!
The crew finally continues on their way. With a young man's life hanging in the balance, time is working against them.
Let's get everybody gathered around here.
A ground search of local volunteers huddle for a briefing from Lieutenant Patrick McConnell.
Get into teams, and then team leaders come up to the RCMP SUV, and we'll have something for you, okay?
We were just getting fired up to start shoreline search. Cover as much area as you can, as quickly and efficiently as you can. Because if there is somebody stuck in the reeds or whatever, that'd be their highest chance of success to find them, I guess.
The RCMP updates them on the situation.
So the canoe is I think it's almost 100 yards or so from here. So we think they're closer to shore than the guy here.
If it's a search and rescue call, RCMP has to pull the trigger in Alberta for that. You just work with them, right? Yeah, let's search there. No, let's search here. Or this is what we want, right? They're in charge at the end of the day.
They prepare to search for the missing man. But it's dark, and they're not sure where the canoe capsized.
You guys both got a flashlight. We got the thermal and the night vision. Let's do it. All right, guys, you can jump in.
A trained team of volunteers conducts a search along the shoreline. While Ryan Coots leads a boat team to the location where the missing young man was last seen.
Okay, so we're gonna start going this way. So one guy can be at the very front, one guy can be in the middle. Basically, we'll just go flashlights. If we see anything interesting, we'll pick up night vision thermal and try that. Adam, if you want to search shore as we go along in the general direction of where we think they were.
A nighttime search for a person floating in dark waters is not easy. Every ripple or shadow can trigger a false alarm.
Hey, stop. Turn your light off. Turn your light off. See that? Right there. What is it? It's like a can or something. Yeah, something floating right there. Man, I hate this. When you're looking for something, you think everything is something.
The more time passes, the less chance there is for rescue.
So basically the mission was we're to walk along the shore and see if the young gentleman drifted to shore, and we were of course yelling search and rescue every few minutes so we can. We were looking up, down, all the way around, looking for any evidence.
As dawn approaches, the water rescue team and the RCMP meet up and compare notes.
It's getting harder.
Yeah, you can't see bottom out there. It's probably 15, 20 feet deep. Can't even tell how deep it is. Don't have a depth finder or anything, so.
I think really the next logical step for me at least is going to be the divers, or if we can get some sort of sonar going.
After working through the night, the search and rescue teams are sent home. Later that afternoon, Alberta Parks officers recover the young man's body and return him to his family. His death is classified as a drowning.
In that kind of situation, you have to blank out the personal side of it. You get there, you get the job done. You do the best you can, and then we move on.
With bad weather causing so much trouble lately, Fire Chief Jamie Coots attends a weather forecast briefing along with local, regional, and provincial representatives.
Good morning, everyone. This is your AM forecast briefing.
This whole job this time of year is all about the weather. What's the relative humidity? What's the temperature? What's the wind doing? Right? Gotta watch what's going on with the weather 24 hours a day.
You could be seeing some gusty winds at about 30 kilometers per hour. This is an entire unstable system.
Today in early May, I think, is just one of those wildfire days where we're starting to build in an uptrend. This is the start of the game, back and forth, up and down. It's all just a dance. Right now we're dancing with Mother Nature, seeing what's going on.
After snows and early spring rains, the weather has turned bone dry. Hot, dry winds are turning fields of dead grass into a tinderbox, capable of flaring up at any time.
It's that time of year. Fine fields are starting to dry out, although we had a quick green up. Temperature's up today. Humidity's where it is to have a fire started.
In Yellowhead County, Fire Chief Albert Berry is responding to reports of a brush fire.
We're gonna see if we can get a ring around this real quick.
Fire Chief Albert Berry and his team are on the scene, ready to snuff it out.
Come right back in here. We'll set up on the road, stretch the forestry line in towards that machine.
The crew doesn't waste a minute, moving in to knock out this fire before it grows.
On this side of it, we got a river, so we don't have to worry too much about that. But over here, where it can spread to the unburnt fuels, we really got to make sure it doesn't take off on us and turn into something we really don't want.
Starts out as a little fire. You could have an ember drop from a tree that gets struck and doesn't put off a whole lot of smoke, but that ember drops in the muskeg or the duff, that ground that's down there that's dry, and it starts to worm its way through. And basically what it is a ticking time bomb. All the conditions come around to allow that small, tiny ember to turn into a major forest fire.
And just because a grass fire looks dead doesn't mean it's not hiding underground.
Next step is just dig up hot spots, get to where the root of the fire is, dig it up and expose it, put water onto it, and repeat until it's all done.
Anything that's smoking, we're putting water on. Make sure it doesn't flare up again.
Alberta Forestry is on the scene. These burnt trees with dead branches ready to fall without warning are known as widowmakers, for good reason.
A couple years back, I had about a 6-foot chunk of log hit me in the top of the head, my helmet, and brought me to the ground.
He did mention, he said something about that widowmaker that's in there. So
yeah, there's a few problem trees that probably should come down. So.
And they can deal with that.
Once that tree falls, I think we got it under control.
Okay.
Nice. Quick response, quick knockdown, lots of water on scene. You know, they're getting at this fast and getting that hazard mitigated as quick as they can. Very happy with the job the crew did.
Yellowhead County isn't the only place where dry conditions are raising the threat level of wildfires. In Slave Lake, the fire chief is on high alert.
The weather right now is crazy thunderclouds everywhere and getting lots of dry lightning, so one of those days where we get pockets of fire.
A report just came in for a brush fire on the property of volunteer captain Bruce Turnbull.
141, 102. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm just pulling off at Turnbull's place here and see some white smoke, black puffs. I would say it's going to be real close to the south of his place.
Okay, copy that. We're just coming up to his approach. Got the smoke in sight.
Chief Coots isn't taking any chances with this fire. All his trucks have been called in.
Hey, what you got? We have at least 4 or 5 brush fires. The one is now spreading to the trees. We're going to start camping those big spruce trees in the back there.
Okay.
This structure, everybody's gone. There's nobody in here.
Okay.
There's no hydrant service here at all. But we have a dugout back there with quite a bit of good supply water.
Let's get a game plan for this.
He's got a dugout, so let's go ahead and start working your magic. 4 or 5 fires, you can see open flame there, so.
The assessing starts from the first second that the pager goes off. How many people do I have around? Do I need other agencies? And then when you get on scene, you have to start to think all of that and bring it together. And how am I going to get this situation done?
Now that Chief knows what he's up against, he can put his teams to work on several different fronts.
We're gonna have guys going up on the roof to set up these 2 sprinkler heads. I got 2 guys working on the shed.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need a water source, find 102 somewhere.
Okay.
With no hydrants in the vicinity, water is a major concern.
251, I need you to respond to Turnbull Road off of Highway 2. Drop a bladder and provide a water source.
Copy that.
I think with a wildland fire, we all have the same goal in mind, which is to keep it small so that we can get it out quickly.
In these rural areas, when a wildfire burns out of control, it often spreads from the wilderness to a home or a community.
Guys will have to get on this fast before it spreads.
Roger, get out of 100. Okay, copy that.
We're setting up our portable tank. We're going to dump our entire load from this truck into this tank. We're going to set up a portable pump from this tank and then a tack line to the fire ring. So that's what we're doing, is we're dumping our load here.
During wildfire season, it isn't just Chief Coots and his team who are ready to respond.
Anytime you're going to deal with a wildland fire, you're multi-agency. So, I want to make sure that I'm talking to the folks from forestry.
There's one kind of right behind here, so it kind of goes in a line back this way and then goes about, 100 feet to the right.
Yeah.
So
guys are quite comfortable with what they see in the bucket source and cancel tankers, so.
Okay.
Forestry has a helicopter in the air and is sending a ground team for support. But that's not all.
Bush Baby Terrace, Patrick on 40.
Go ahead, Pat.
Hey Terrace, I hear you're on the way there. If we can get you to come into Bruce Turnbull's yard, I'll spot you in.
Roger.
We're gonna nose him in right here so we can get some water cannon action on that.
Bush Baby is Chief Coots' secret weapon.
So Bush Baby is a company we use all the time. He's got these big trucks with floater tires and water cannons on the roof. Lots of water, lots of capability.
It's all about speed and efficiency, right?
Terrace is the guy that runs the trucks, and he's awesome. We use him all the time, and he's a good friend of all the guys, and he's really knowledgeable about forest fires. So when he shows up, you know there's going to be a lot of water getting put on the fire. It's going to be in the right place, and it's going to come with a lot of experience.
Yeah, right there, buddy. You're just nailing it.
Bush Baby attacks one of several brush fires, while Forestry's helicopter crew refills their bucket in the lake.
So he'll come right in. They can single bucket drop. This is going to be real good. Hey, can you give me right about 10 degrees and I need about another 30 feet? Yeah, that's beauty right there. That's beauty.
The flames are spreading fast, and before they're too big to knock out, the Forestry Service sends in a chopper.
This is gonna be real good.
Bucket Chip's doing a hell of a job.
Forestry's helicopter has neutralized the fire, enough for ground crews to safely get in on the action.
Hey, Terrace, shut down the water cannon and then we'll pull straight in from there. We'll pull in and start doing the ground fire with this, if that's cool with you.
They're gonna put some hand lines on it now, just to cool it and start working it, digging it up and working it.
Despite all appearances, this fire is not what it seems.
I think our training scenarios are successful because we take a lot of time to set them up.
Dramatic training exercises like this help first responders get sharp and stay sharp.
We got to do our job fast and hard and be really good at it. That's why we train as much as we do and as hard as we do. And you know, we do training scenarios where it's just like real life speed, real life time, real life everything.
Michael, do you want to hook one up this up to one side and I'll strangle this?
Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
Our relationship with these guys is second to none. They bring a huge sense of wildland. They're working on it every day. Between all their bush experience and our structure experience, put it together, we can help save some homes and stuff like that.
It is very impressive watching all these different agencies come together to work on a fire like this. And today you saw they worked just clickety-boo, got that knocked down quickly and threat diverted.
The exercise is over. It's time to clean up. And now everyone's ready for the real deal, to answer the call for a real wildfire.
Yeah, we're out of here. We gotta bump up the guys.
Okay, Mike, thanks for your help. You guys made this work, so appreciate that.
No problem. Anytime, guys.